So, like, I guess I'm super duper late to unboxing the freaking November releases. But you know what? I don't care. If you... Oh my god, this box is bigger than I thought. But anyway, if you didn't get the gist of the video, I'm going to be unboxing all of these November releases. And you get to see me react to all of these guys. All in one video. Woo! What's good, YouTube? It's your boy T-Flame, T-Flame, T-Get it all I can't get them on. Today we're going over all the November releases in this one video. You know, when we get quite a bit of releases in Beyblade X, I try to cover them all in one video. And then if I see anything interesting, like competitively, it'll get its own video. Like, probably this guy's going to get its own video. Trans Point's probably going to get its own video. And Rubber XL is probably going to get its own video. Because I think that part... Spoilers, I think it's dead on arrival. I don't think Rubber XL is going to be good. Shoot, Nazuma, I think, did a video or has been talking about why Rubber isn't really needed for attack in Beyblade X. And I guess we'll get into it once we get into Rubber XL. But regardless, this is probably the best month for Beyblade X of the year. The only other month I'd say is probably as good as this was like... Was it July when we got the Drake and the Black Shell random booster? That was pretty hype. But just here, we have technically four unique bays for Japanese audiences that don't have Terra Swing. But, you know, we got this in Hasbro earlier. But we got like 3 bays. We got Rubber XL. There's a whole lot to get into. So let's get into it. You know what? The first thing I'm going to get into, I'm not really going to do this in any order. I guess we'll save the best for... People save the best for last, and you know what? Normally I do the best first because, like, I'm not everybody, but that's big, and that's going to take a minute to get through. So, anyway, let's do... Yeah, you know what? Let's just do the easiest one to unbox first. You know, we're going to be very typical. So, we got Crimson Garuda. Oh, wait. Before we get into this, throw that to the side. If you are interested in picking up any of these releases, Mall Toys is going to be your spot. At Mall Toys, you use code TFLAME2K at checkout. You can save yourself 5% and you support the channel, man. They got other nerdy things. But really, if you're looking to pick up some Beyblade X, especially with the holidays coming up, save as much money as possible. Use code TFLAME2K at Mall Toys. And Mall Toys also has discounts on Beyblade X on Sundays in the Mall Toys app. So you're trying to save extra money. See, I'm trying to save y'all money because I know Beyblades can get expensive, man. Best believe me, all of this was not cheap. So, you know, I want to help y'all save money too. So, on Sundays, you know, Mall Toys has discounts. So, you can get a lot of these releases on a bigger discount. And you can stack the Sunday discount with the T-Flame 2K discount and save yourself even more money. Anyway, let's get into... Wait, pause. I talked too much. I gotta drink some water. Hold up. Okay, anyway, let's get into the release that everyone's hyped about, Crimson Garuda, which is supposed to be Dronzer or something. The most important thing about this release is something that I don't see a lot of people touch on. And when you look at these Beyblades, they look pretty cool, but you can't eat them. Don't eat them. Don't do it. Now, when you look on some of the other releases, you got extra things you're not supposed to do, like Shinobi. You shouldn't put this in your eye, and you shouldn't choke on it, right? But for this one, they just say not to eat it. So I guess if you wanted to make this... No, I'm kidding. Don't put this in your eye either. For legal reasons, I'm not going to tell you to do that. But anyway, let's open this guy. Let's open this guy up. Wait, you know what? Y'all have seen a bunch of unboxing videos. I'm just going to... You know what? You know what? Y'all haven't seen me reach in here, but I'm going to cut. And then when I reach in here, I'm just going to pull out the bay. Alright, see, with the magic of editing, you don't have to see me struggling with plastic, and bam, there is the one and only Crimson Garuda. This bay honestly looks pretty fire. I know this is probably going to be the sleeper release, as it's the only not UX release, and this might be the last BX release. You know, just the normal baseline BX. This might be the last release, but anyway, for that line, I think it looks pretty cool. Honestly, it's a little bit of an ovular shape. Like, this joint looks like Flash a little bit. It's a little ovular, making me think this guy's going to have some serious attack potential on some setups. So you get 470, which isn't the greatest ratchet in the world. 70 height is alright, but the 4 sides ain't the greatest. But then you had this interesting joint, which is trans point. So instead of the point changing, which, as you can see, I feel like this point looks to be a little bit smaller or shorter than the normal points. Let's see, I have a 970 right here. Yeah, it looks like this the low mode on this joint is smaller than the normal point, which I think is dope because that's gonna allow you to get under a little bit more. But then you can adjust the height in battle. It could, like, if it hits the X rail, this, because you know Beyblade X bits, when they hit the X rail, they can like turn a little bit. So this joint, when it turns, it can like increase the height. Why am I acting like y'all haven't seen 50 videos on this already? But I mean, competitively being lower is going to help you burst things. So I'm thinking throwing this guy on Phoenix might be kind of crazy, or throwing this guy on Tyranno might be kind of crazy. I think for the low mode, the high mode, you never really want to be tall in Beyblade X because that makes you lose burst resistance. But it seems like, I wonder. Well, with the height change, putting these side by side, I think, so side by side, I think this is when it's in the low mode. As you can see, it is lower. So I'm thinking this is probably gonna be better for like more aggressive bays, because you point on a lower height, that's gonna always be dope. But okay, I'm excited to test this guy out. I think this guy has some good attack potential. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so keeping it going, we got the I keep saying Shinobi Samurai Saber, this thing, right? And it comes with this launcher. And if you didn't know, a lot of people say extra long ripcord launcher. The proper name for this ripcord launcher is the Beyblade X hold launcher. I don't think I've seen a single person call this thing the hold launcher, which I think is kind of funny because, like, I mean, how are you going to use a launcher without holding it? But this specifically is called the hold launcher. You see it right there. And you put it has some rubber on it. Has some rubber, which I guess helps you grip it or something like that. I think this was a foreshadowing to the rubber coming next month with Dragoon or Drake, if y'all seen the release, or the leaks. Well, not even leaks. It's on Amazon JP, you know. And it's not a leak because we live. There's no such thing as Beyblade leaks, alright? I mean, you want to wait to be revealed. It's a product. You're going to buy it. Seeing it early, I don't think is a problem. Okay, anyway. Rant out of the way. Get an extra piece of rubber. Because if for whatever reason you want to put this right here, you can. You don't want this right there. You can put this, I guess. I don't know. This feels awkward to me. I don't hold my ripcord launchers like that. As you see, I hold like that. Even where ripcords go like that. With this, I mean, I guess I could hold it like that. I don't know. It's just the angle. I wouldn't, like, I have the grip right here. Having it right here is just awkward to me. But anyway, no one really cares about this launcher because at the end of the day, it's just a rock. It's just a launcher and a grip that they threw together so that way they can charge you more money. But anyway, here we have the interesting thing right here, which is I almost said Shinobi Samurai Saber, which honestly is one of my favorite looking Beyblade X bays right now, because my favorite color is green and my second favorite color is purple, so literally combines both of them. We got the Incredible Hulk if he was a samurai right here. We got 270 level, and aesthetically this combo looks phenomenal. Like, this is one of the best stock combos, and honestly this guy looks like it's going to be a nasty attack type. So it looks like not only do you have a little bit of this upper blade right here, you got these little things. It's almost like Verriers from Metal Fight, where, like, you see these things point out. And so I think the way it works is when it has a lot of spin, these things come out. But then when it loses spin, these things go in, and so it gets more aggressive. Which Verriers was the opposite. So with Verriers, these would come out because Verriers was spring-loaded. So when these would come out when it lost stamina, right? So it was like aggressive at the beginning, and then less aggressive at the end, whereas here it's aggressive at the beginning, and wait, no. Yeah, it's aggressive at the beginning. I think this is supposed to be considered aggressive, but I would think if these things are in, it looks like it's going to create more hits. It looks like if these things are in, it's going to hit crazy. Well, I think this thing's going to hit crazy regardless. 270, I guess, is an L on here. I just like the way this 270 looks, though. It looks pretty freaking fire. Then we have level, which is like a point bit, but it's like gear point done right, from what I'm seeing. It seems like like it really can get really aggressive, but gear point I think destabilizes itself too easy. This thing is a little bit wider, so I don't think it's going to destabilize as easy. I've seen a lot of people say some good things about level, so you know, I haven't done test launches for any of these yet, so we might as well do that. I was going to save them for the end, but anyway, here we have Crimson Garuda. Of course, nice little point. Alright, now as for test launch for Samurai, we're going to launch it flat. Okay, so it could just speed. Okay, so it could just speed up even if you launch it flat. Okay. Okay. I think this thing is going to be a good balance bit because you can get aggressive, and then at the end, I think you're going to have decent life after death. So, pretty dope releases so far. Now, let's get into this big thing. I'm just going to, instead of like trying to open it, I'm just going to like slam this down and everything's going to be on the stadium. 1, 2, 3. And there we have a bunch of parts and one truly stock combo. Because Terra Swing, I think they recommend 770 Rubber XL, I guess. But really, the main stock combo we're going to be looking at is we got Night Mail 385 Bound Spike, which I think is real cool. They gave it a bounce gimmick. I don't know why they didn't call this Bounce Spike, because literally it's bouncing. But they gave this cool like spring-like gimmick. And yeah, and honestly, this Bay, again, people started comparing this to Gravity Perseus. And we'll see. I think this guy is probably going to be better for like defense, of course. Because this is a very defense shape. Having slopes. I mean, the slopes remind me of White Wolf, honestly. Like, look at that shape. I'd say, you know, where White Wolf is a little... White Wolf. Silver Wolf is aggressive in these points right here. I'd say Nightmail is aggressive in that it gets a little bit more upper. So I'm thinking this guy is going to be good for, like, maybe, like, destabilizing. I mean, it also has the balls. You know, everybody's and their mom has been making ball jokes. But I gotta see. Bounce Spike, I think, is going to be good or decent for stamina. I'm gonna have to test this guy out. A lot of people didn't like Nothing in Beyblade Burst, which this is a callback to, which I actually liked Nothing a lot. So, I'm just gonna... It's like a fidget bay. But the one part I'm nervous about is 385. And the reason why that is when you compare, obviously, 385 is the most different ratchet we've ever seen. It feels the lightest as well. And, I mean, it's light because when you compare the top of the ratchets, as you can see, it just has this part. It doesn't have these two little wings. And I gotta say, be careful with this guy, because I thought, like, I was literally struggling to put this on, and I thought I was, like, not putting it on. But really, you can overturn this guy real quick, because literally... that now it's locked. Like, look, that was like you barely even turn this guy to lock it. Literally, it's locked. It doesn't have like more of a click. Like, I mean, you heard the click right there, but like it's not, it doesn't feel like, hear that. You see that? Here it's a lot more like, see, it snaps into place. Like, it's not as like clicky. Like, you can't click it like that, right? It's a lot. So, I don't think 385 is going to be good. Just initially off of that. Because also, it is really easy to turn. And I don't think it locks in there as good. And also, I think it's putting a little stress on here. Because that does not feel... It's like when you're putting a Lego someplace it doesn't belong type. Like, it does not feel... Like, that does not feel secure. That does not feel... And as you see, it kind of like... When I twist it to put it into place, it snaps down, right? You see that? Like, no other ratchet does that. It snaps down into place. Like, it's a little weird. So, I definitely think you got to be careful with 385. It's light. So, even though it's big and it looks bulky, it's very light. So, I think you're losing weight by using this. And, yeah, no, I don't think that's going to be good. But anyway, Terra Swing Talon Terra. This thing is great at destabilizing. Using this thing on Unite, tapered, low flat, this guy's gonna go crazy. I'm pretty sure when low rush comes out, this thing's gonna be crazy. Well, a lot of things are gonna be crazy on low rush, like Tyranno Roar. I mean, Tyranno Beat. This is absolutely beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. I mean, and if anything, honestly, you can kind of miss on the random boost. I mean, you could really build sort of the random booster. Well, the random booster combo is 470, right? So you can literally take the 470 off of Crimson. I mean, you don't get Quake on here, but Quake isn't a good a bit. But oh my god, on 770, like this has to be clearly what they were going for. Like 770 Rush, like look at that. That is beautiful. And then of course we have the Blue Fire Hell's Hammer, which looks absolutely insane. And honestly, I don't like Hell's Hammer. I mean, I don't think Hell's Hammer is that great, but just because of how beautiful this Beyblade looks, I might have to make it work. And I think I'm going to call this guy the Poor Man Aero Pegasus, because it looks as cool as Aero Pegasus, but it's not like $200 something. And then the rest of the parts we get, I mean, you get quite a bit of value. Like, Rush is a great bit. Metal Needle. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and put this in my parts of bays that I'm not going to use. Because Metal Needle destroys stadiums. It's not. And Metal Needle is even worse than regular Needle. Sorry. You got Ball. Nice white ball, I guess. I do think you have a blue point as well, which I think is supposed to go with this guy. So, I mean, there's a lot of blue 360 ratchets from Pick Your Drawn. There's those. And then there's a bunch of drawn combos that have, like, drawn swords that have the 360 that go good with that. You have a 160. I guess this is like Sphinx Cowl colors, I guess. And then you also have Rubber XL. Now I gotta tell you, I think this thing is dead on arrival. Now, the reason why I think this is gonna be pretty bad is because Beyblade X is about speed and slamming into your opponent as hard as possible, right? Plastic does not create a lot of friction on plastic. Also, metal reduces friction on plastic, right? So metal and plastic aren't gonna like. Oh, wait, let me zoom out a little bit. So metal and plastic are going to be fine, right? But rubber actually increases friction, meaning that rubber is going to make you slow down, which is the opposite of Beyblade X. Beyblade X is about speed. Rubber is more about control, right? And I mean, I guess you can get. I mean, when the stadium is literally shaped so that way you can hit the middle. Rubber in previous generations was used to counter stamina types, because stamina types were in the center, and you'd use rubber to get a little pattern, because plastic and metal wouldn't be able to get a pattern like rubber does. So you get a nice little rubber pattern, and then you hit the Beyblade in the middle and knock them out. But in Beyblade X, when it's shaped, the way the X rail is shaped, you're going to get constantly thrown in the middle. You're just going to want to go as fast as possible, which Rubber XL isn't going to help with. And so I think this thing is pretty freaking bad. The Zoom already did a video on it. Like I said, I think you should do your own testings on. In all my testing videos, I say you got to do your own tests. But I think Rubber XL is I think it's cooked. But anyway, let's launch Night Mail. Oh, that joint bouncy. I wonder if there's an imbalance in Night Mail. I didn't see one, and I hope that there's not one. It doesn't appear to have an imbalance. Yeah, the way it's spinning, it does not seem to have an imbalance. If it has an imbalance, it's not nearly as big as like some other imbalanced things like El Drago and Drawn Buster. Yeah, the way this joint is spinning makes me think if it has an imbalance, it's probably minor. Especially because this thing is on 85, the tallest ratchet. If it was going to be off balance, I think it would be like, I think it'd be struggling right now. So if it has an imbalance, I think the imbalance is probably slight. But anyway, yeah. Before we wrap up this video, I'm going to do test launches on, we'll do Terra Swing or Talon Terra. There you go. Tyranno, that's going to look dope. Look at that. Ooh. Alright. And we got the Hell's Hammer. Oh, yeah. Poor man's Aero Pegasus. Poor man's Aero Pegasus. And I guess, you know what? I'll do a test launch of Rubber XL. See if I can get a flower pattern in the Beyblade X Stadium. Oh, wait. In the Metal Fight Stadium. Which I kind of did, but then it swung out. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that flower pattern. Beyblade X has flower patterns now. November releases are kind of fire, bro. Not gonna lie. Keeps almost said Shinobi again. Samurai is definitely dope. That Hell's Chain recolor. I mean, honestly, all of these guys are great. The only miss is having really Metal Needle, which no one's gonna use. But honestly, like, there's so many great releases, and technically, we still have the Dran deck set coming out later in the month, so we should get that soon. Let me know your favorite November Beyblade X release. Best believe we're gonna see competitive videos on you know, as I do competitive testings, we're going to be doing videos on those right now. The only reason why I'm not doing real competitive stuff right now is because it is late. I live with people, and Beyblade X is the loudest Beyblade generation. I thought Beyblade Burst was loud, sounded like a buzzsaw. These things sound like freaking explosions. They sound like bombs, because anytime the bays hit each other, it's like boom. So, yeah, no, but testings are definitely coming throughout the week, so be sure to look out for those. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Use code TFLIM2K at Model Toys. Without any further ado, I am out. Peace. Wait, hold on. Peace. There we go.